H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Thursday, Baby Friday, but it's also the first day of Black History Month. So many things we could talk about today. But shout out to my starting five first, and let's see who they are. Share the show because it's gonna be a unique show today. I don't know how many twists and turns it's gonna be. I haven't looked in the sports world today and saw a lot of stuff, but we got some stuff that I want to share with y'all about our young men on these college campuses, man, and playing sports. And I got to share some. Sometimes the stories are great, and sometimes the stories are not so great. But let's see what we got. For Facebook, we got Dale Anderson, Marte Correa, the businessman. And on YouTube, we got Simeon Sims, D. Holcomb. I saw you, Thaddeus Moody, on Facebook. Corey Willis, Rod Wells, and Jeremy Davis. Y'all, this is going to be a unique day. Unique day. Businessman said Black History Month. Teach your kids about Black history yourself, and schools don't want to teach it. Absolutely. Let me see. Ain't nothing happened over there. Let me see. Ain't nothing happening. But y'all, I had something for you, but I do want to welcome you to the first day of Black History Month. And it just so happened there's 28, only 28, sometimes 29 days of the year where we are actually in the beauty of Black History Month, actual Black History Month, overcoming the success, the wins, the winning for all of us. I'm excited about this month. I'm always excited about it. You know, we don't have a whole lot, so when we do get something and hold on to and cherish, it's a beautiful thing. I know folks are still wondering why on earth did we get the shortest month of the year to celebrate blackness. There's a reason for that. But we got the shortest month of the year because the way Black History Month was originally founded. It wasn't a month, right? It was actually a week. The founder, Dr. Carter G. Woodson, may he rest forever in power as a beloved ancestor. His intention was that it would expand. It would expand. It was a day, and it would expand to a week, and the idea that it would continue for 365 days a year. And that's on us. Can't nobody tell us when to celebrate Black History. We can celebrate it. That's why I love about this show. We celebrate Black History on this show every single day. The fact that we are on this show and talking to y'all, it's Black History like this. Ladies and gentlemen, never done before in Houston like this. Black History. Which, like we actually do this show, but as a people, we're still in the month thing. That's fine. We're growing. But I just want us to grow. We don't have to, can't nobody tell us when to celebrate our Black history. Did y'all know that though? Can't nobody tell us that. When I'm thinking about it, Darius Mackey, first day of Black History Month. Welcome to the first day of Black History Month. But I call Black History Month Black Learning Month. I've learned so many things about my culture and about this country. But it's what get me, Black Americans. Y'all check this out. If I'm wrong, y'all come and help me out. But Black Americans are the only group in the diaspora where our culture is challenged. They tell us who is Black and who isn't. Our music, food, and Black History Month. They tell us when we have our Black History Month. It's all this stuff, they're all challenged. No other groups get challenged on their culture. And I think about something. And I want to give it to y'all right now. I might play it again, but I want to warn y'all. This is something that I would say we need celebrities and politicians and influence to invest and give back to HBCUs. And now I got somebody saying it the way that I want to say it, but I can't see it like this. So y'all, some of this stuff is graphic, Mindy. But I want you to listen to it. Where's she at? Where that lady at? Watch this. It's graphic now. Watch this.
But don't need 500,000, nigga. The band need new clothes, fuck boy. They need new toilets in the dorm. We need king-size beds in the dorms, nigga. Your son coming now, nigga. We won't do... Nigga, you got it. Since you the richest, you done said it around me for all these... You the richest. Drop some shitty bees over at the HBCU. I ain't gonna say it no more. We waiting. I'm the motherfucking financial advisor for him, nigga. Drop it. Swerve that jet down there to Daytona and drop a duffel bag since you finna buy more Rolls Royces. Bethune, Mary Bethune, be glad she buried out there. Go see her. Go clean it off for her. Go paint that house they renovating for her right now, nigga. Since you so much of a real estate girl, you the biggest. You done said that shit around me too much about them niggas. Me, don't you fall for that. But don't need 500.
She was talking about Rick Ross. You ever? Like I said, she said a lot of things that I wanted to say. I wouldn't say them like that, because I don't use them kind of words like that much. But what she was saying is, You always talking about this and you're doing this and I done bought this. I'm the real estate. I'm the wing. You live in Florida. Bethune-Cookman is in Florida. Drop some of that bread off. What the lady name? Lindsay. What's the name? Lindsay Scott. What Adam what the Bezos wife? She dropped off Mackenzie Scott. She dropped it off. She dropped it off that bag. A lot of different cultures drop off their bag to their cultures. But our guys want to get and tell everybody what they got. You follow me? That lady said drop it off. I'm listening. I'm listening. I just dropped it up there. I'd like to hear what y'all say. Come on. I'm trying to find something. I'm listening. What y'all think? What y'all think? Talk to me. I mean, you know, I'm just thinking about it. Y'all gotta understand. I just heard that somebody sent that to me, and you know how I am. I want to share it with y'all. What y'all think? Rob said, drop off that bag at PV. I mean, you're bragging about it. Y'all know I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Because I saw some things that I want to share with you about Black History Month. What's your fond memory? What's your fond memory of Black History Month? Talk to me. You know? What's one? I'm trying to be do something different from what we usually do. Because I remember no, she don't. Carlos Edwards. No, she don't have to show her receipts before giving the check. No, she don't. Why does she have to give her receipts? Why? If you're always bragging about what you're doing and what you got, and he told her, your son headed to Bethune-Cookman. Why should you? Why shouldn't she say something about it? We're open. The floor is open. How do we know we're not doing it? How do you know she's not doing it? See, you assuming she didn't. But that ain't the point today. Because you assuming she didn't. My point is, if you're bragging about it, So it's okay for Mackenzie Scott to donate to the HBCUs, But the braggart guy, it's not okay for him to. I mean, you give your money whoever you want to. But and I love the way she said it. Because I know I give to HBCU and I didn't attend one. So maybe that's the way I feel about it. And I hope she feel that same way. I hope. Let's pretend, Carlos, because you don't know her. I don't know her. Let's pretend she has been given. Does that make what she said less credible or more credible? Just because Darrell Barnes can have a profound statement about something. Darrell Barnes can have a just because he didn't do it, that means his statement is less valid. Just because Darrell Barnes didn't do something, but he made a statement that was true and relevant. Just because he's Darrell, well, he ain't did nothing. That makes his statement less valid. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. You said Common, but Common ain't Common. I ain't never heard Common rap about. I got this. I got this. I got this. I'm the real estate. I ain't never heard him rap. I ain't heard Common rap that. And all the ladies said, if you got it, drop it off. That's all she said. Does that make her statement less, even if she ain't gave a quarter? Does that make her statement less valid? Oh, who's that? Mr. Carlos? Don't ask him to do something you're not willing to do. Interesting. 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 Huh. I remember one of the things I really remember is remembering the Tuskegee Airmen, some of America's greatest patriots in World War II. I wasn't back there, but I'm about to speak on it, Carlos Edwards. I wasn't back in 1941, but I'm about to speak on it, Carlos. And World War II, between, 1941 to 1949, Tuskegee, Alabama. The world was introduced to the Tuskegee Airmen. They were known as the Red Tails. They took flight. Even while America, in the shadow of racism, wanted to keep our community and moreover, our men down. And if they could take off, you have absolutely no reasons to stay on the ground. If you can take off, there's no reason for you to stay on the ground. See, Black history is not just remembering what happened in the past, but getting our energy so that we can soar into the future. That's all that lady was saying. You can help Bethune-Cookman. But instead of us saying, well, that's a good way to help Bethune-Cookman. Don't act about doing nothing you ain't gonna do. Like I said, I don't know the lady, but that's not what I got out of what she said. That's why people. That's why I tell people all the time. It's so unique, the different and different tastes we have, and the different way we process information. So I can see a basketball game, and you can see a basketball game, and we'll see completely the different two different ways. I can see something Kevin Lewis gonna see it different. I know Kevin Lewis gonna see it different because he think different. It's just me listening to his comments. I know he think different. So me and him can see the same basketball game, and Kevin Lewis might think it's different from the way I am. Not to say one's better or not. See, I want our young people to take flight for the generations that come behind us. And that the ground is not a place for eagles. The eagles don't be on the ground. Some would call it strange in the middle of Black History Month. But my mind, Robert, it traveled. My mind didn't travel to Switzerland, but to Scotland. It's on my mind. In order to pick up a literary relic that was penned in 1889, entitled "The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde." Follow me, Rosie, here. Follow me, Rosie. Rosie, Black History. I know y'all say, it's in the middle of Black History Month, Robert. What are you? Robert! I told y'all. It's strange. My mind traveled all the way to Scotland to pick up an old literary relic. It was penned in 1889. But it was entitled "The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde." This gothic fictional tracks the peculiar tendencies of one Dr. Henry Jekyll, who is caught in the middle of a raging battle with himself. Y'all gonna get it in a minute. Have you ever been in a raging battle with yourself? Watch this. It's a psychological tug of war between two distinctively different personalities that represent at once both good and evil. Boy, this basketball community. This summer basketball community. It's unbelievable. I'm at a game last night. Made me think about this. The doctor has to spend so much energy repressing his alter ego because it doesn't match his public persona. I'm setting y'all up for something. Within his special drink, Dr. Jekyll descends into a cruel, heartless, and evil individual known as Mr. Hyde when he drank that drink like I just drank. Dr. Jekyll is social, while Dr. Hyde is antisocial. Am I talking to somebody out here? Anybody been wrestling with that little inside of them? That is Moody. Have anybody? Hold on. Eventually, the special tonic isn't strong enough to keep the other personality in check. And the diabolical Mr. Hyde rears his head because he can no longer be hidden. Have anybody out here ever lived two lives? The flip side of the coin. What Mindy is Mindy still is in the reality which is nonfiction. There are scores of people who they'll take a drink just to suppress a part of themselves that they do not like. Corey Michael Henderson? Let me repeat that. On the flip side of the coin, is in reality, which is nonfiction, there's scores of people who have to just take a drink just to suppress a part of themselves that they do not like. Or they have to take a drink to unleash a dimension that they would want to present to the world. You ain't got to say nothing. Children and Head Start programs all over the country, when acting up, are forced to do what? Face the wall. To get themselves together in order to behave. You teachers out there, y'all should know. It feels as if I'm preaching right now to those of you who have either hit a wall or you're trying not to drink. What's up, Lakeisha? Lakeisha. Because there are people, there are principalities, and there are places that try to bring out different sides of y'all. Y'all try me on this show sometime. I know you do. As a kid, I got to tell you, one of my favorite cartoons. Carlos Edwards, I know you don't know me, but in this particular cup right here is tea for my voice. This is water for my voice. Just in case you didn't know. Listen to the damn story. As a kid, I got to tell y'all, one of my favorite cartoons was The Incredible Hulk. And in the opening salvo, the fictitious character, David Banner, would warn his adversaries, don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. Langston Hughes, one of my favorite writers from the Harlem Renaissance, once wrote this poem. Negroes, sweet and docile. This Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen, first day. Negroes, sweet and docile, meek, humble, and kind. Beware of the day that they change their minds. In other words, we're nice until we're not. Stepping out on a secular discourse into, let's go to a you know what? I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna go to a theological terrain. The Apostle Paul put in his way in the Romans in chapter 7 when he would just he said when I would go do good, it's evil that stands in my way. Nicholas Bass want me to hear. Hey, go look up. This is Black History Month. Go look up Langston Hughes. This is one of his poems. He said, Negroes, sweet and docile, meek and humble and kind. Beware the day that they change their mind. Hey, Jennifer Cox, how you doing? But let me get back. George Clinton, right? Y'all remember George Clinton writing the parent theme song for the Mega Phi Psi Fraternity Incorporated. George Clinton, he wrote and asked the question, why must I be like that? Why must the dog chase the cat? It's nothing but the dog in me. Clinically, right? This is what neuroscientists call the duality of consciousness. Water this time, Carlos. Which proposes that it's possible that a person can develop two separate conscious in one brain. The problem is that James 1:8 warns that a double-minded man, a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. Trying to keep my head on right, y'all. Somebody call it. Watch this. Hold on. Show you how important this is. Hold on. What's up, coach? Hey, man. You know the reason I wanted to know why you got out of practice today, because I wanted you to come on the show. No, I know you. I saw how you sound this morning, and your voice. I want your voice fresh when you come on the show. Hey, no, but that's all right. I'm gonna call you when I get off the show. But thank you. I knew you was gonna call me back, but you just got to find a date, around 1:00, 2:00 your time, where you can just come over and give us, because people really want to hear from you. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
My man.
I got you,
All right, baby. Okay. All right, bye. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Damon Stoudemire, coach of Georgia Tech University. I texted him this morning and asked him what time to get out of practice. And I saw he was on some other shows, and I saw how he was sounding. I ain't going to tell you no lie. I don't want him sounding like that on our show. He was sounding tired. You got to be upbeat when you come on. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Wait a minute. What did I say? What was that? What was that? That was good. See, y'all, I'm trying. Hey, I told him, dude, I need you on the show. Man, yeah, but I don't want him to sound like that. But you remember I said a double-minded person is unstable in all of these does, trying to keep my head on right. But they think you're a pushover because you're polite. That's why I talked about the Langston Hughes saying Negroes sweet and docile, meek, humble, and kind. Beware of the day they change their minds. People will try you, when they think you're a pushover because you're polite. They think because you don't say nothing that's there's nothing you want to say. They really think because if you lift your hands and pray, they think you're above throwing hands. Okay? So you get to a place where you just want people to, for their own welfare, to leave you alone because they're getting ready to see a different side of you. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Mastering Therapy, Misha Jackson, I think she wrote that book, told Psychology Today in a recent interview that there were two different pandemics that are taking place for Black people. It was COVID, and then there was the culture. In the aftermath of George Floyd, y'all, and Breonna Taylor, our community is contending with a cornucopia of concerns simultaneously. We don't get the privilege of picking one issue. Most of us are go-kart riding with at least 3 passengers in the car with us, trying not to tip over the vehicle in a go-kart. And I'm not talking about when I'm talking about you. And I need to be honest with yourself, because Shakespeare put it best: to thine own self be true. How many different emotions, y'all? It's Black History Month, the first day. Do you have to wrestle with in just one day? In just an hour? Just a weekend? You don't even know. We don't even know all the bowling balls you're juggling. Many of you you're juggling chainsaws. It's a wonder you've not hurt yourself or hurt those who are close to you. See, one of the emotions Miss Misha Johnson told Psychological Days that Black people have to wrestle with is the emotion and the overarching fear of anger. James Baldwin said, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be fit with rage most of the time. Because if we know what's going on, we know this world, we know this country is full of crap. So you're going to always be in a rage. You don't even know why you're angry, why you're slamming doors, and why you're speeding through traffic, and why you have acute road rage, or why you're banging the walls. I know it's some of y'all out there. You don't have to tell me. I wouldn't be happy to say this if it knew. I know what my people feeling out here. Johnny on that. Why you get serial headaches? Why your temperament is so limited? Why your patience has run out the door? But anger has become your go-to reflex and emotion. There's a group of people who deal with anger, and there's others who are overwhelmed with grief. Grief, more often than not, is associated famously with death. But grief can be asphyxiated with many dimensions of loss. You're grieving because you lost your job. You're grieving because you lost a meaningful relationship that lasted. You're grieving because you didn't get that scholarship. You're grieving. You're grieving because that's this summer basketball team, I can't play on this one. You're grieving because you have to downsize to give up that house. You're grieving because 800,000 people have died of COVID, and there has been no redress because death has become so normal. You're grieving has been 5 different stages under one umbrella. You denial, you got anger, you got bargaining, you got depression, you got acceptance. So not only do you have anger, you got grief. Curtis George, Leroy Stigger, Tessa Greenwood, share this show. So not only do you have anger, you got grief. Right behind grief, there's another unaddressed emotion and feeling. That one is fatigue. It's burnout. Tired of trying. No energy. Can't put forth no effort. You lost your drive. So you're positioned in park and you're flirting with kicking it into reverse. You lost your will. And you're not quite that prepared to write a will. Your hope is on complete recitation, resuscitation. Your enthusiasm left you years ago. That's why I'm always trying to upbeat you. No amount of Red Bull with a white straw can give you a sensation of even trying. And my friend have been driving this year with the gas light on, waiting to see when will it be your exit, when you can refuel without having to get out of your car. You're tired. Here it is. And can't go to sleep. You're tired, but no rest. You're tired and don't even remember the 8 hours look like. That's why you come to the gym so mad at the referee, so mad at your son, so mad at the coach, so mad at everybody, so mad, you mad. You ain't getting no rest. You can't, like I said, you can't remember when you had 8 hours felt like. You got anger, you got grief, you got fatigue, and them and other emotions, and then you got anxiety. Oh my God. See, the reason I share with this stuff, because I know you don't want people to see that other side of you. You don't want people to see the Dr. Jekyll and the Mr. Hyde of you. So sometimes I have to go against the norm and talk about stuff like this. Because I know people like yesterday, people going to be calling me saying, Rob, why have you hit me? I know it's happening. Sometimes I don't feel good about this stuff. Y'all think every day I come on here, I feel like, H-Town, what's up? Sometimes I be, H-Town, what's up? I was sitting here yesterday, minding my business at a basketball game. Let me tell you something. The more I listen to these people that y'all listen to, it frightens me. The more I listen, I'm sitting here listening to people, sitting there watching a game with a guy who been in the summer basketball community. He is one of the reasons why I tell y'all, I wish we can get all of them out of this business and bring in a whole new, fresh group of people. Because it's the things that were coming out of his mouth. If he would think I would go for this, can you imagine what he's telling y'all? Tony Wash. I sit there and listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me on this. Just because you start on a high school basketball in Houston right now, because you start, don't mean you're a Division I player. Don't mean you're a college player. this man, because I said a kid was a starter, he automatically thought the kid could play. But you say he started. How you been in this basketball around this thing all these years? If you don't know the difference, are you just pretending don't know? Yo, you just can't tell me anything. Ladies and gentlemen, just can't tell me anything. I'm watching. Just because you're starting on a high school team, and the high school team can be winning. Y'all hear me? The high school team can be a winning team. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not mean, I'm trying to find something. It does not mean he's good. He can play. He's just on a high school team. I'm looking for something, man. I don't know why I can't find it. And it's just, and it get to me sometimes. Cause I'm trying to find out where do this, we got to be smarter than this. Parents. I saw some basketball. I saw some of the worst basketball. Y'all remember I told you I got tired of watching high school basketball? I saw some bad basketball last night. That gave me a headache. It just gave me a headache. And I would think over a year, over a season, you'll be getting better. See what I learned some about this game of basketball? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You don't stay the same. See, what I love about the Chop Shop, because, some people on here new, and sometimes I have to refresh people's memory. See, some of us need to prune, Prune, our lives of people that are draining. And some of you drain people. You are drainers. And you need to ask yourself, why am I draining? Why I'm being a drain to a situation? Some of y'all just zap the energy out of people. See, when you come on this Chop Shop, where my man? Where my man at? I know he knew. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm talking to him. Where my man at? Carlos, what's up, Carlos? Love you, Carlos. Carlos, see, when you come on this show, you need to ask yourself, what am I bringing to this? When I got this metaphor that I use, Carlos. It's called bring a brick. Because we building something. You just ain't coming on here to come on here and say what these Negroes gonna say today, and I'm finna comment and say something crazy. You gotta bring something to this conversation. Right? What am I bringing? When I ask people to bring a brick, folks get confused. I'm gonna unconfuse you today. But they say, I don't have anything. Guess what? Bring your whole self and make a commitment to fix all the things in your life. Because it's a lifelong journey, y'all. Perfection is a process. It ain't gonna happen overnight. We know you ain't coming in here whole. We ain't whole. But fix the things in your character. Fix the things in your psyche. Fix the way you see the world. And come in and contribute something to this show. You feel me? Because this show been built by time and some very valuable time of three gentlemen. Robert Hatter, Chris Walker, and Jim Hicks. Time. Contribute something. And if it's your silence, that's good enough. But don't bring harm to this platform. Don't bring harm. Because this is an organic conversation. We all coming, we are all coming up with some kind of conclusion. I'm trying to get us right here. Trying to get us right. Okay, there I go. See, the brick is a metaphor. Bring your whole self. What is the most that is the most valuable thing you can bring. Just bring yourself. See, imagine building something and your brick don't have any straws. I don't know if y'all know, if bricks don't have any straws in it, they're soft and brittle. It's got to have some straws in it. Or that type of compound. And if you are in the middle, let's say you came in the middle, and we're building, and your bricks start to crumble after year one, after year 2 years in, right? See, I'm here to hold the bricks above me. I can't crumble. If me and Jimmy and Chris crumble, the whole structure comes down. That's why we need everybody else in there to bring some bricks. You should want to come in asking yourself every day, what am I contributing? If you can't right now, I got that answer for you, John. Lakeisha. If you can't contribute nothing right now, it's okay. Just sit and get stronger. And make sure you have enough straw. Get your straw game right. You want to come in just to come in, sit back and chill. See, as I was processing this morning, y'all know I be processing. I was thinking about some people who come to me and say, make sure you have 1 million people looking at this and following you. And I said, no. I said, I'm like the kind of work that we're trying to do on this show. It might not show for 10 to 20 years from now. It's like an oak tree. See, you expecting you to produce fruit and acorns and shades and firewood overnight. No, this ain't that type of party, baby. We also don't have the momentum of patience to know that things take time to take roots. See, y'all got to realize, I recognize that the 400 year salt on our psyche, our memory, our ancient morality, it's going to take longer than 7 years. 6 or 7 years we've been on this show. See, y'all, whether you know it or not, this is something that did not exist 7 years ago. The Chop Shop, the Boom Boom Room. But it means something to some people. people walk up to you and they say that they are a part of the Chop Shop. They make a declaration about something that didn't even exist 7 years ago. See, some people are fired up about this space. Some of y'all come on here. See what these niggas gonna say today. Let's see what these Negroes go. Some people. to one lady, we were the best 120 minutes of her day while she was going through chemo. To one lady, the things we said on this show helped save her son's life. See, to my young people out there, let me see. Y'all don't understand. It's Black History Month, man, and it's some things that we need to talk about. Look at me. The Chop Shop introduced me to golf. Thanks again. Think about that, man. This guy now is an avid golfer. Him and his friend and his wife and his family, they take trips playing golf now. And he got it by watching this show. Y'all, I'm just going through some stuff, man. I'm going through some things right here. See, I always write notes to myself, right? Over the years, wherever I'm at, I'm in the airport. I see some, and I see things, and then I look at them, and then I write them down. Y'all got to see the things that I talk to myself about. Maybe I need, you know what? Maybe I just need to print don't take back. Oh boy. I mean, I'm just going through some stuff. Some of this stuff I want to tell y'all, can't tell you. Trying to find something I could give y'all. This is unique. I shouldn't be. Let me get out of there. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. You know, I write little stuff like that. Prepare your child. Prepare the child for the road, not the road for the child. Don't do everything for him. I heard some alarming news this morning about some young, parents. This young man at a university, he quit his team. Great program, quit his team. And people were wondering why. Man, I love that, Johnny. Johnny, I got you, baby. You ain't existing, Johnny. Johnny, listen, Johnny. Let me tell you. I'm going to show you how important you are. We got a big project at some point. I don't know exactly what it is, and it's going to take us to have a whole lot of people. That's why I tell y'all to share the show. Johnny, you're a part of that, so you special. Every time I see your name up there, it lightens my heart up. Every time I see Sonia's name, every time I see Kevin Freeman's name, every time I see, y'all don't understand, when I see those names pop up on that screen, I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I want to give you something, man. This place did not, was not in existence. Teachers open the door. You must enter yourself. All the teachers do is open the door from. That's a Chinese proverb. When something happened bad to you, you got three choices. Let it define you, let it destroy you, or let it strengthen you. This the kind of stuff that I write and talk to myself. You just, hold up. Ooh, wee. Oh. Don't just make decisions. Study consequences. The most important consequence, write this down, young people. You want to enjoy your memories. The problem with life is that your memories never go away. So decide every day, do you want to remember this? Will I enjoy everything? Enjoy remembering this? When you're out there doing your stuff, that's called consequences. When you live right, you enjoy your memories. Boy, that's a good one. Oh, let me tell you something about true leadership. True leaders want you to succeed because they are not intimidated by your success. Somebody call me, text me, and send me an email. Let me make sure I didn't get another one today. Wanted me to comment on what happened with Tony Snell. Young man, if you read the story, talking about he's in the G League. He said he has 3 days to sign with an NBA team to get the full retirement benefits of 10 years. It's crucial for his family because his two sons have autism. And Tony Snell, has made $50 million worth of NBA contract. So I didn't know what they wanted me. I haven't got a story in this yet, and I'll find the situation. It's not a sad. I don't call it sad. It's a teaching moment for our young people because Tony Snell, somebody do me a favor, and we'll talk about this at another day. Go find out and tell me who represented Tony Snell. I'm going to let y'all do it. I'm going to let y'all go and find out. I want y'all to find out. And next week, I want somebody to bring a brick, and we're going to talk about it next week. Because I don't want us to just sit in and say, oh, sad situation. That ain't going to get us. We got to figure, how does this free us? If it don't free us, we don't even have to talk about it. See, we got to quit talking about stuff and start talking about everything we talk about. We got to figure out, how does it free us? Not just, it ain't enough to just for me to be okay. Sonya got to be okay. Ivan got to be all right. Johnny, all of us got to be okay. It ain't just good for one of us to be okay. It ain't just good for Beyonce and Jay-Z to be driving around in the jet. I need Sonya and Ivan and Thaddeus to be driving around in a jet. You follow? It just ain't enough for Taylor Swift. So when I think about these things that I confirm to myself, wow, I'm just going through it. Trauma is not your fault, but healing is your responsibility. See, this kind of stuff I be telling myself. When you're good at something, you tell everybody. When you're great at something, everybody tells you. You ain't got to say nothing when you're bad. Great leaders sacrifice what's theirs to save what's ours. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But I was just thinking about one day, uh, this morning. I was just thinking about instincts. You know, being instinctive, um, being creative. I'm watching Taraji P. Henson and all the people whining, talking about ain't nobody at the studio, they ain't paying them and all that. And I'm looking at 50 Cent, and then I'm looking at how black shows built stars. How Stars has got 28 million subscribers. And it got its popularity through black, because we watch more TV than any other demographic. The power that we have if we had our own streaming platform. Uh, the power we have in the summer basketball team games, when I walk in the gyms and I see all of these black kids and black parents in the gym. And then later on, as the kids get better and better, they bring in white people to start doing stuff with the kids. Who ain't been invested in the community. I was thinking about the sea turtle. The sea turtles are born on land. Did y'all know that sea turtles are born on land? The eggs are hatched and they're born on land. And then they're buried beneath the sand by their mother. And the mother leaves after the gestation period, and they finally break out of the shell. The first thing they do, without any training, any background, any expertise, without anybody to guide them, the first thing they do is turn and try to find the water instinctively. Basically, instinctively, they know that they were created to be in the water. What do you do instinctively? Hey, Joe. Oh, that water's good. Joe, what is your sweet spot? That is Moody. That is Moody. You know why I love this man? I'm gonna put him on the line. I'm gonna put him on. That man said, I said something one day, putting him on, he said Saturday. He said, I said something one day that made him go think, man. And I said, what's your worth? What's your value? Somebody told him. I said on the show. I didn't. He said, Rob, when I received that, and I started a whole new career. I went and I thought about, looked around myself and said, dude, I'm a badass dude. Just cause I'm retired in one arena don't mean I ain't. See y'all, you can never retire from your work. You can retire from your job. They can fire you from your job, but you can never be fired from your work. That's what's in you. Oh, I love that. Your work. That's your creativity. That's your stuff you do instinctively. They can't take that from you. They can fire you tomorrow. They can fire you from that damn job. But your work. See, they can't pay you enough for your work. No way. They paying you for that job, they think. Your work is more valuable than the job. You think they paying you what you're worth? No. No, if they paying you $100,000, don't you know they making millions because of your expertise? But what do you do this thing? What's your sweet spot? What you flow in? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for the rest. It is just naturally, it's just natural to you. And y'all, a lot of us has been crammed into positions for which we have been trained to do. But we don't have the instinct. And if you don't have the instinct, you will not be as prosperous as you could be. I'm sitting there looking. I got so many sports stories that we could talk about. Happy birthday to Tobias Bass. His birthday today. Somebody send me, hold on. Somebody send me something. Somebody send me something. I know you. I got you. I got you, Lakeisha. Keisha, our young kids need this. Johnny, he said, we better know our instinct before it comes. Instinct. Lester, I love you. See, Lester, listen to me now. Lester say he started his own business, but everybody can't start their own business. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody can't do it. Okay? Don't you know? I like that though, Lester. Happy birthday, Nisha, my niece. Happy birthday. Hold on, let me bring Jimmy on here. Hey, next week, I got y'all. I know Kevin Freidman, because Kevin Freidman, I got some more about your instincts. Okay? Kevin Freidman, I want you to put that footnote, put that bookmark there. And next week, y'all, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to your heart. I'm coming to your heart. All right. But Jimmy, what's going on, man?
What we got?
Man, I ain't talked about no. I talked about life. I communicated life today. There's some people needed some life today. So I shot it in them. Now you can come with the sports. Now you can come.
What the hell going on in Arkansas? Speaking of life,
But I tell you what, I prepared us. If I prepared the people just in case we have to talk about the Arkansas. I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know.
It's new.
How is it? But Jimmy, how do we know it's true?
Okay, so let's talk on the premise if it is true. So how about that?
But if it's not true, why talk about it?
Well, because if it is true, then it's a conversation that's really long. It's long overdue because it's okay. If that topic was girls basketball, would it be so far-fetched, unbelievable? You think it's never happened in girls on a girls basketball team?
I know it has. That's why I never talked about it. That's why I never talked about it.
So those are human beings. So that means those are humans. So if you think there's a chance that something similar to what's being alleged that's happened with Arkansas men's basketball team,
it's 100% chance. It's 1,000% chance it happened. But listen, listen. The crazy thing about it, when I found out, you know, the only thing I could conjure up and say, I'm not surprised. Because I know society, basketball is just a mirror of society. Every industry, stuff like this happened. I wasn't even surprised, Jimmy. I'm just trying to figure out how you going. I'm going to let you start. I don't know how to do it. I ain't going to lie. I don't even know how to do it.
Well, first, everybody don't follow and get updates on their phone and follow social media. So what happened? What's the
I'm
accusation?
gonna let you bring out what happened. I don't
I'm
know.
saying, well, according to multiple posts, which has been replied to by staffers of the university or related to the staffers of the and family of the staffers of the university, that there's been an allegation that basketball player A was had a sexual relationship with basketball player B, who in turn had a relationship, engaged in a relationship not limited to or beyond a sexual act with basketball player C, which therefore constitutes that all three are teammates. Basketball player A is not happy upon finding out about B and C, and as a result, consequently, departs from the program. So,
Way to put it. I like it.
all three of these I inject happen to be male men. Normally, that description that I presented to you guys would normally be you would probably
Not normal, then not no more.
you would probably prejudice your mindset to tilt towards, oh man, what female program was that? Oh man, that goes on in the volleyball or in basketball all the time. Oh, but I got you this time. This is men. All three of them piss standing up. Well, they used to, or they supposed to. Now, he over there laughing. You asked me to give it to him. You know,
Man,
so,
I can't believe you. I didn't say nothing about no piss standing up.
but well, they supposed to. I mean, well,
Wow.
in case they don't, just in case they don't, we can throw them one of these right here. You know, but these were starters.
Yes. Some of the best players in the country.
These young men who's alleged to be in this triangle.
It's Jimmy. It's a messy little triangle too. They over in the Bahamas getting it in.
They ain't so Bahamas was jumping this year.
They was jumping over there.
No, bumping.
But most times, if I'm traveling Bahamas, I'm looking for me some women. These dudes over here, forget all the women. Man.
So, hey man,
I don't know, man.
Melvin Dudes is crazy. He called him Roosevelt.
Man.
Now here's the deal.
Okay, what's the deal?
Right now? I was looking and hoping for a response from one of the family members, because I know that the young men, as part of the team, have sternly been instructed to make no public comments on this family issue. I get that. But they didn't call and tell the parents or the cousins or the sisters or the brothers or the pastors.
You don't supposed to be able to tell that, Jimmy.
I understand that. So that means, so that's my point. So that means I'm surprised that I haven't ranted and I haven't been surfing the internet. So I don't know in regard to if there's been a response. But if there's been a response, can you guys please send that to us so that we can justify, and give a fair assessment of a comment that came out from one of the relatives. But that's what I'm just surprised at. I'm really surprised at, because here's what that means. Adam, I done been quite a few places with you. You done been quite a few places with me. There's several things that I had to get my fly swatter, or you had to get your fly swatter because people dispersing flies or accusations about me because they don't like me because of this. They don't like me because of that. And you have to deal with them in your way, or I deal with them in my way. Well, there's one accusation that has never came to me about you.
I wouldn't tell, but
I got a lot of stuff. You can got a lot of stuff. One thing ain't never came to me.
Yeah.
Was that you?
And not just you,
That
and most men. Most men ain't gonna have that accusation pinned on them.
You done put a flower in the side of your head. They ain't
Yeah.
got that accusation yet. So if it was to come to me today, tomorrow, and somebody would say, man, yo, homeboy on that show, they don't never like saying the Chop Shop. They always call him something, everything but the Chop Shop.
Yeah.
Man, you know, he had a bow in his head. Used to wear bowettes. Oh, he wear bowettes at night. I'm immediately.
And they got some bangs.
Yeah, and he got banged. He wear eyeliner at night. Paint his fingernails. He paint his fingernails.
Okay.
I say, no, you mean buff paint? No, he paint them. He don't get no buff. Okay, let me call. I'm calling you immediately. I don't give a damn.
I'm calling. Say, man, you a pump.
I'm calling you immediately because that's I need to dispel that. I can't let some lies you can't let live. Others you let them live a little bit to see what it's gonna do. Certain lies you don't let live. If it is a lie.
So you expected some of his friends to come out and say it?
Absolutely. If it's a lie. If it ain't a lie, then obviously you see people gonna look, then they look what they call damage control. You don't have to do damage control on truthfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in today's society of lawsuits and settlements, if it's false, then Puffy don't have to go and settle with Cassie or her attorney or her company, or record company, or her representatives. It don't even matter. It goes like, do what you gotta do, crank it up. So that's the part that I'm disappointed about, is that I was hoping that the initiator got something wrong, because that was a quote from a relative of one of the coaches that basically doubled down and said all of it's lies. She said all of it lies about that factual. So now I'm like, oh, well, let's hold tight then. So why they letting this stand up? Why ain't no cease and desist? Why this, because some of the times if you post something that's
but it's
not
on
true,
Twitter, so
they'll give you a notice on Twitter and say, this is not, we've been fact checked, this is not fact. Ain't none of them notes come up on the bottom of none of them Twitter tweets. So how?
Excuse me, y'all.
I'm quite sure there's many people in those guys, young men families, that probably had no idea. And those are the ones that hurt. And I'm quite sure there's some people in those guys, young men families, that probably have been seeing signs of such type of characteristics, traits, and all from switching to everything else they've been probably seeing since they were in the choir or help or over there patting on the piano after church back when they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. So some people gonna
That
say,
man said
man,
the choir.
tapping on the tambourine. How to you grew up in a church house. There are certain things that you wanted to go and play with when church was over with, and there were certain things. If you had, some churches bigger than others. Our church wasn't that big, but we did have a drum set over on the left side. We
I'm
had
playing the
two
drum.
pianos. We had a piano and you had an organ. I've never went and ran my butt over there to that organ. We had Sister Wheeler used to play the organ. She was cool. Because first of all, she told me don't touch it. Don't touch my organ. When she closed that thing, she had a little cover over the organ. And the piano had the little rollover.
So Jimmy, every piano player, man, no, you're going too far. No, piano player, no. Every piano player, don't go. You're
in
going
the
too
church, you mean? Because my daddy Benny had a piano in the house. My granddaddy. He was blind.
You can play the piano. You can play
But
the
he
piano.
played but he had a piano. But even then, I didn't want to play the piano because we ended up getting one of those.
Because you had one of them cats. Okay. One of those dynamic person.
He had perms in his head. And that was a red flag. Perms was confusing then because when I grew up, the pimps had perms. So
man, let's talk about these little boys, man. I'm trying to hear about your church story.
I didn't want to go over there. I wanted to go grab drumsticks. I did never in my life say, I can't wait to go. Oh, I'm intriguing. I want to grab that tambourine. Never. You say some signs with me. Now, some dudes you think back on them, they playing with their tambourine, and you see them 20 years later, and they sitting there with bowrets and flowers in the side of their head. And you can say, okay, well, I saw that back then. So my point is, there are certain family members of those three guys out there that saw signs. Out, you play ball. A lot of people that run track. And back when we were little, track was almost mandatory for your two sports athlete. You really played three sports because they didn't really count cross country, but you can get a Letterman jacket in HISD from running cross country. And if certain basketball programs, you had to run cross country in the fall. Well, there were those sprinters. They ran two ways, Hal. They ran like a man, or they ran it was something that wasn't right about the way they ran. We couldn't put our hand on it. Those were signs. Then we get little and we see U of H have a track star that's taking the world by storm. He had a perm in his head, little curl. His name was Carl Lewis. The way that Carl Lewis ran, and once he got through running, he put his hand on his hip, but it was a different way. He had his hands in like that, and it go on your hip. That's a different way to walk. And when you're walking, you're doing that.
I had to get off the screen, man.
Those are signs.
I had to get off the screen. I'm sorry.
Guess what? Anybody that's in my family tree that wear flowers in their head and bowrets, they know not to F with me. I don't F with them.
I don't see that. I don't see people doing that.
I don't care. I just certain things I don't. You do what you do, but do it over there. That's almost like cigarette smokers or weed smokers. Blow sniffers. You do what you do on a different table. I just move my ass to another table, or I'd let it be known I'm gonna go outside. I don't even want
that man said blow sniffers. I ain't heard that man in 100 blow sniffers. But keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah. So you saw signs. There are people in y'all family right now that's been giving y'all ass signs that they are sweet as molasses, but y'all sit there and ignore it. You let these little boys get on videos and making TikToks, and you sit there and you got them sitting there twitching, and you got them twerking, and y'all sitting there laughing and clapping. Do it again, Petey. Y'all look at Petey, he can dance, y'all. You see, and y'all coercing these little boys with feminism. And then when stuff like this go to happen, it just seeps out their skin and they can't help themselves. Hey, man, this dude here, the one that's left the school, somebody informed me that this young man was getting over $250,000 in name, image, likeness money. So that's how much that pecker meant to him.
Hey man, I can't do it. I can't do it.
He say, "I'm gonna leave that money alone. I love that." He had actually.
No, I can't do it. I can't do
it. That's crazy, boy. I mean, so guys, can y'all share the show right now? I'll share it with y'all. Let's just get a share. My bad. Let's because and now I want to segue into a conversation that's much needed. Once again, it was much needed. We should have been on the watch. These guys played grassroots basketball. Every summer coach they done had probably been asked the question, "Did you know?" Every one of them, I guarantee you, have been asked by somebody, "Hey man, he played for you, man. Did you know?" And they got to say yay or nay. Did you see any signs? All the kids go to the store, Adam. They getting tater chips, Zuzus, Wham Whams, cookies, whatnot, getting their stuff. You make your Walmart run, and your kid come out there with 5 or 6 pickles. That was a damn sign. He done muted himself. He muted himself. You got this pickle, load pickle. That's all you want? Yeah.
Hey man, I can't do it. Man, I thought you said you better go to another subject.
I'm gonna go to the next one.
I can't do
So
it.
here's what we got.
I can't do it.
Y'all gotta share the show before I go next. Y'all gotta share the show. Share the show. Let's get this thing popping. Here's the thing. Grassroots coaches is a serious moment right now, and you guys are being really, really called to the square right now. Grassroots coaches. February the 1st. This is a monumental moment because this is, if nothing else, this is a wake-up call because I understand, guess what? I'm not one time am I intentionally bashing any of the little homosexual boys out there. I said it earlier. That's their thing, no different than a relative that smokes cigarettes. I don't like that. My allergies, they just do something.
Yeah, you
I
just
don't
really
like being around.
Yeah.
So I either move around. If you got there first, I'm gonna move around. If I got there first, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna do like normally that signal like that let people know, get the smoke coming my way. That's like nonverbal communication. So what I'm asking all grassroots coaches to do, each one teach one on this moment. When you guys are traveling, there should be new rules that need to be implemented ASAP. And number one, for years and for decades, there's been especially the smaller kids. You guys, they will look for double beds, parents. And that's commonplace because you save money when you're traveling. You get 2 beds in a room And then if you're smart and if you're an economical, better shopper, you find you something like Residence Inn, Homewood Suites with 2 beds and a coat and a sofa. That way you really can get a fifth guy in the room. Well, here's the deal. No, I'm asking for a cease and desist for all grassroots coaches. I don't care what sport it is. If there are those 2 girls, 2 boys, 2 whatever you want to call them, there should be no more of them sleeping, both of 2 of them sleeping under the cover. I don't care how you do it. It should be one under the cover and one on top of the cover. They can put a blanket on top of them or whatever they want on top of them. No more under the cover. That's rule number 1. That is a very serious rule that needs to be a very serious plea.
So no skin to skin touching.
No. That's serious right now.
Okay, that's a good
Right
point.
now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like much, but you have to explain them. This is what because what you're doing is protect the other babies.
In case you got to do this, that
And they don't know it, they're not going to come and tell you the next morning, man, his leg was all on my leg all night.
Mm-hmm.
It prevents any accidental contact.
Wow.
So this is what I'm asking of today.
Oh,
nothing else we get out of this stuff. There's plenty of other things we can get out of this stuff from Arkansas, University of Arkansas. But this is one that can be implemented, and you make the pledge to these parents that when their babies are on the road, that they will not sleep under the cover, 2 under the cover. I you know what I'm saying? I guess sometimes, and if it's possible, you let one sleep at the head, they head that way, and the other one head that way if they're gonna sleep on the same bed. Still not under the cover. They shouldn't even be that close head to head on the same pillow. No. See, get your head down there, your head down there. One under the cover, one over the cover. Then y'all good. Now, some people, see the old-fashioned way, Adam, they would go and you would get one guy would take it up on his own to put 2 or 3 pillows in between him and his bed and the bed mate. You know, you throw pillows, a couple of pillows between y'all. That way now I can lay down. I got the pillow. The pillow is supposed to be the boundary. That could work, but still, both of them should not be under the cover. Let's make a pledge that we can spread the word. Parents, you have to demand that. Your dues are going toward these rooms just like the next parents is. I understand the kids they're not gonna go get in the bed. They don't really go to sleep. They fall asleep playing the video games in most of these rooms, or they're sitting down there talking, and then they all over the place. Some on the floor, some. But if you can prevent that practice, you may have saved some young man from being introduced into some activities that he might not be willing to take part of. Talk with your kids. Let your kids know when they get in them hotel rooms, take a picture for me, babe. Take a picture. I need to see I want to see the setup in that room. We take too much of this stuff for granted, and stuff is going on in these rooms, in these hotels, and many of you parents, you treat this basketball or this and such as daddy daycare. A lot of parents go, but a lot of parents don't. How do you know how it is? More stay at home than travel with their babies when they get older. Talking about, at first I was talking about the young babies, but that rule applied to any age. Well, hell, once they get older, they ain't really staying. Well, I guess so. Would you, as a parent, some of you, how do you think some parents don't even really know the living conditions of their summer team on the road? You think a lot of them? You think everybody know?
I don't know. I really don't know, cause I mean, no parent never asked me. No parent never asked me what were the living arrangements, but But we was a little bit different anyway. We didn't have a two to the room, and each one of them had their bed. We didn't have guys staying in it. We were blessed enough to have two in a room, and each one have their own bed. So that's how we were. And so I don't, all of them guys sleeping in the bed together. I just didn't have to. We didn't go through that. That's all. We didn't have 10 players. 5 rooms. Come on, yeah, got each room. But no, man, it's crazy. The more I think about it, I don't know if that's the issue here, but uh, I'm just saddened that a young man uh, can leave his team. But I guess guys do that when they break up with their girlfriends. So I don't know, but this is a unique situation, man. Got the NIL that he been wanting to get, and just the guy. It's just hard, man, Jimmy. It's just hard for me to fathom. Like I said, I don't even want. I'm the families involved. I'm just saying, what the hell is going on this basketball team? And I'm just praying for them boys, man. Get their lives together. Don't let this stuff ruin your life. You bitter because the guy chose another dude over you. I just come on, man. Come on. It's got to be something else out there good to talk about, though.
So somebody got a couple of questions. I can just try to address two of these questions.
Okay.
John Money asked me, Jim, do you allow the player to participate on your team if he come and tell you in the team that he is wavy? Oh, I guess wavy. That's different stroke for different folk, but no, you can't kick the kid off the team for his sexual preference.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that's I guess shocking to so many people is that
this wasn't that shocking to me, Jimmy.
Well, if you're a proper evaluator in the you know what I'm saying, in the coach, they had rumors from people that's close to the programs or claiming to be close to the program, stating that the coach want to get out of there, the coach don't want to be around that. I'm like, well, that means your evaluation skills aren't as keen as they need to be. Because
that coach ain't made muscle and ain't trying to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying he wasn't. I didn't say he was. I say there were statements from people claiming that, and I'm like, that means he ain't a good that the value. It ain't no way that you could not have signs if you got that many people that partaking in those activities. That's all I'm saying. There's signs, and y'all know it. You guys know. Hell, somebody sent me an interview with him. From last year, Hatter, from the kid, one of the kids, I think kid number A, they described as A. In the interview, he just hissing and slip smacking and he got on tight pink pajamas during the interview. Tight pink pajamas. That was from last year. You know what was popular last year around that time? Barbie and Ken, the movie Barbie. Pink, everybody wore pink. That was down with the Barbie thing. Y'all got to connect dots. Y'all smarter than that. Pay attention. That don't mean everybody that wore pink. No, it just meant that if you look back on it, it gives you a reason to pay attention. Guys, everybody that swerves, that's driving a car on the freeway, that swerves into the next lane, ain't drunk. I can repeat, every car that swerves into the next lane ain't drunk. Everybody ain't high. However, if a car in front of me swerves into my lane a little bit, get back, you know what I'm doing? I ain't just gonna pay, I'm paying attention to his ass. Because I can't pass till I make sure, I'm gonna give you a few more yards to make sure you straight. Because I've even been in the car before indirectly when something has dropped. Might have been the cell phone. You try to grab it real quick, get back over. You don't know what I just dropped or what's going on, depending on what, especially it could be 2, 3 in the morning. It's 5, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. But that makes you pay attention. That's what I mean by you get a sign. That don't mean the person is impaired. That means pay attention. That's what I'm saying. Pay more attention to these young people and what's going on and how they're playing with each other, how they're sitting with each other. It ain't no way. It's been long accepted in our society that young girls, females, when they talking to each other, they all congregate on a bed together. And one may lay one way across the other one's legs. Another girl might, that's been accepted in our society. What if 4 boys got in the bed and laid the same way that resembled the way that those girls are talking and congregating? Do you accept that? If you walked in the room and you're doing a room check, head count, or whatever you want to call it, roll call to your kids, do you in the 4 and somebody answers the door, the 5th boy answers the door, and the other 4 laying across the bed in that same manner? No. If you accept it, then guess what? That's cool. But how do you know does the parents accept that? It ain't just on you. The parents got to demand. We don't. What type of activities? How's the setup? So you got to start asking more questions, parents. And if that means that much to you, to protecting your babies, then that might not be the program for you. I'd one up you. I will freely give the phone number to a parent of any kid that played for your program, if I have it, that you may want to call as a reference and ask them how was the questions about that pertaining to the program. We don't do enough reference checking with this basketball and volleyball. We don't do enough. And if nothing else, this like I say, this ain't related to, this don't mean this what happened. It ain't nothing to do necessarily with Arkansas men's basketball team. But what it does is you can take some things and say, you know what, by the way, let's start right here. We're not gonna let 2 kids sleep in the same bed under the covers again. We're gonna make that pledge. We can do that. Number 2, we're gonna ask them how's the sleeping setup. We're gonna ask them, we're gonna ask this of the coaches. I'm gonna ask my kid to take a picture when he get in the room or the next morning when he wake up. Take me a picture. I want to see where everybody else laying at. FaceTime your babies if that's what you need to do. But at the same time, no, FaceTiming sometimes can be an invasion of somebody else's privacy. So be careful to putting your kids in certain situations that's invading somebody else's privacy. You know? So be smart on that part. But this stuff here, man, somebody else asked me, how are you going to police that, Jimmy? About telling the kids to sleep in one. All you can do is enforce it with your own, with what you see. Same way you can police and you doing room check to make sure that everybody is in their rooms. You can also mandate and stipulate. You can't enforce. Think about this. How can you enforce a kid taking a bath? You can't make him get in the water. You encourage and use your influence. They're playing up under your program. That means, obviously, as an adult, you have a degree of influence over those kids. You use your influence. That's how you police that. Use your influence. If you no longer have influence over that young man or that young lady, then what the hell are you doing it for? Then what are you doing?
But Jimmy, Mindy made a good one. She said we can do all of that, but if your child wants to partake, how can it be stopped?
You're protecting the other kids. Somebody at some point is their first time being preyed upon. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason you're doing it. You're not gonna stop somebody that's already there, that's already then start peeing sitting down. You ain't gonna make them want to stand back up again. That's in there. That's let them. But you can protect their teammate. And if you got signs, then you don't certain. Hell, it don't. That's if you escape from that conversation and just say regular basketball players. Let me tell you something. When the coaches are signing roommate on the road, most 99% of them, there's a reasoning behind whomever they put in the room with their primary players. Your stars, there's somebody that's roommate with that star. That's purposely done, unless that star have that much power to say, "Hey man, give me him, coach. I want him. That's my dude." Otherwise, the coach gonna put this guy in the room with that guy in the room with that guy. You're not gonna normally put all the big tallest guys or the biggest guys in the same room. You're not gonna do that. It's a reasoning behind the assignments of the room, right? And sure enough, if you're paying attention, so that's I get that you can't stop him, Mindy, but you can protect those other ones, or you can at least do your part. Because at the end of the day, if something goes down, whose head is it going to fall upon? Who's going to be the subject of possibly of an investigation? It would be the coach. So that's kind of like how that go. It's tough, man. I'm just waking you guys up to a topic and a conversation that not many people are willing to have. And I get it because there are so many people like this, or so many people that fit those descriptions of one or more of those young men from the University of Arkansas basketball team. That's probably part of that's family members, sons or daughters of friends. So you don't feel comfortable, and people have grown to just say, okay, that's okay. But let me tell you something. If y'all think for a minute, looking at all of the young men that's in the NBA, that's second strings coming off the bench in basketball. If you think for a minute, that let's say Dwight Howard ain't good enough to be a backup, or wasn't good enough last year, because we saw video and footage of him playing, so you knew he was in basketball shape. Not we didn't see him working out; you saw him in games. So you think for a minute he's a potential Hall of Famer. In all likelihood, Dwight Howard going to Hall of Fame. But he's not on. He did not get picked up on the roster because a lot of those teams did not want that in their locker room. They didn't want that to that extent. It may be trust me, it's in some people's locker room already. But they didn't want the attention that he attracts along with that in their locker room. There's a new form of zestiness that's going on now. And it's been normalized. It's been normalized. So that's why it's not going to be a whole lot of pushback against University of Arkansas. If anything, they are going to become the darlings. They're going to become coddled. And you're going to become any type of villain. You will be a villain if you dared to speak on it halfway as stern as I did today. You become the villain. And, but what happens now? Remember, it's about protecting. Your job is to protect. You create a safe environment. That's called protecting. for some of your grown-ups. That's your obligation to create a safe environment. That means protect. Some people you might have to protect from their own self. So, Barry McDonald said, "What's up with all these cats folding these shorts over?" Remember, those are signs. It don't mean that the person is a homosexual because they fold their shorts up, but it does mean that it does, in many cases, call for you to pay attention to their actions moving forward in other factors. Yes, pay attention to that. I don't think you guys may not know, but a few years back, maybe 10 years ago, I comprised an article in the magazine. That was a young man that was all district, all region, first team. Led his team in scoring and rebounding. He was the tallest player on his team. And this young man was a homosexual. So a lot of people, I knew some people in his family didn't know they were related to after he had graduated. And somehow I ran into him, or I made, because I wanted to do an article. I just wanted to get I wanted to ask some questions I wanted to ask, but I myself wasn't, I wasn't prepared mentally to actually conduct the conversation directly with him for this article. So I got one of the student interns to do the art. I just wrote the questions down, explained to her, girl, this could be a signature conversation or interview for you in your portfolio, because nobody's never seen nothing like this. And I put questions down on the paper for her to ask him, and which she did. And those answers, and I'm trying to think if I can, I don't know what, if I still have, well, I know I have a copy of that magazine. And I want to, if you're interested in reading it, I don't think I got the software copy of it. I'm looking. I don't think I have the software copy of it, so I can, that way I could have just copied and pasted it or put it in the Word document and gave it to you. So I would just have to, I'll fix it up. But that article was so far ahead of his time. That young man detailed how he got teammates and how teammates that was on the low coming at him, they knew what was going on. He detailed this. It's true. His words. She quoted him because she recorded it and then put the words from the recorder into the article and comprised it. But it was so far, people read, oh, yuck, but it was so educational. So educational. I think that article is a must read. This kid was 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", weighed about 250, maybe 240. And you could tell when he played, it was like when you see him, he's like, aha, I knew it. You could tell back when he played, but I wasn't paying that much attention. But I knew, there's different descriptions that guys use when we see certain symptoms or signs. With that one, it was like, oh, you knew he was, he juicy. He leak, he had 3, 4, 5 tendencies. It would have been surprising if he wasn't. It's like, what took you so long? Looking at some of the comments. You guys, hope you shared the show today. And anyway, UIL did their realignment today in the state of Texas. They do it every 2 years. And I guess to share some quick stuff with you guys before we get ready to land this plane. And some things I didn't know. I'll give you guys some quick facts and we talk more alignment. Oh, hell, this baby Friday. Real quickly. The largest school in the state of Texas is Allen High School. That's no shock or no surprise to anyone. Allen High School. They have 6,947 students as of September the 1st. 6,947 students. So strength in numbers, laws of averages, you can see how that's the attendance of, that's the largest classification, 6A. 6A's cutoff margin is 2,275. Just 2,200, right? If you had 3 high schools, there's 2,200 students. That's 6,600 students. They still would not have more students than Allen High School. That's located in the outskirts of Dallas. My point is just letting you know how large some of these schools are. Plano East, and of course, Allen is is a favorite, not the favorite, a favorite that could advance to the state tournament this season in basketball. They are also a favorite year after year in football, with an estimated approximately 7,000 students in one school. Plano East is the second largest school in the state of Texas. Plano East has 5,346 students. Rounded off 5,350. The third largest school in the state of Texas, I told you second largest, Plano East, 5,350. The third largest is Plano West. So Plano East, 5,350 students, and Plano West with 5,337 students. That's 10,000 students at them 2 high schools, Plano East, Plano West. Plano East, ironically, is one of the favorites to advance to the state basketball tournament. Now, in Houston, our largest school in all of Greater Houston, I'm going to show you in comparison. Check this out. It's 5,282 students. Our largest in all of Greater Houston is 5,282. That's in the vicinity. Less than 100 off from Plano East and Plano, 50, 5,282. So it's roughly 50 behind Plano West and roughly 65 behind Plano East, right? But our largest school in Greater Houston has far removed from being a powerhouse or a favorite to go to state in football or basketball, our 2 primary sports. You know what school this is? Conroe High School. is our largest. Conroe High School. Our second largest is the Woodlands at 4,523. Ironically, both of those schools are in the same district, Conroe ISD. The Woodlands, Conroe. Ironically, Plano East, Plano West, same district. North Shore, in case you're wondering, is the third largest in Greater Houston with 4,535 students. Almost 1,000 less than Plano East, Plano West. Almost 2,500 less than Allen High School. But right behind North Shore, this is going to get you again. You thought Conroe surprised you. Conroe, the Woodlands, remember. North Shore, guess who's fourth in all of Greater Houston? MacArthur High School. Now they're going to pass a bond. I don't think they've already passed the bond last November, but Aldine, they're about to get all new high schools at most of the facilities, except for Davis. They're all about to get new stuff. Now, if not new schools, new gymnasiums and classroom settings. But MacArthur High School has 4,073 students, followed by Deer Park, then Elsick, then Klein Kane. Check this out. DFW and Houston are number 1 and number 2 in the United States of America in the increasement of population in their school districts. The DFW area and the Greater Houston area are number 1 and number 2 nationwide in the amount of people that are moved into their school, their public schools. That's what they're using the measuring stick as. According to the Houston Chronicle, 70 of the 94 schools that are in the Class 6A, that's the highest classification, saw an increase in enrollment from 2022 to the class of 2024. That's 74.5%. That's right at 75% of all of the 6A schools. That's strength numbers. These schools are larger right now. There's going to be conversations that's going to come seriously on the table for a class 7A. It's going to be coming for a 7A. Because the reason being, because it ain't, no favor ain't fair, but you have more and more of these schools that are over 4,000, over 5,000. And when it comes to basketball, when they get to the playoffs, they're lumped in playing against teams with only 2,200, 2,300 students to choose from. That's the pool. That don't mean that's how many on the team. But you guys can check. We have the new UIL realignments on the front of rcssports.com. You go to rcssports.com, check that out, and you can go and print your copies or whatnot. I think in this area, in the Greater Houston area, we have, let me see, I got the schools that went up were Foster, Fulshire, Magnolia West, Manville, and Wisdom. Those that went down, Chavez, Springwoods, Westbury, down meaning from 6A to 5A. Beaumont United, Beaumont Westbrook. So Beaumont Westbrook and Beaumont United, they are jumping for joy to get the hell away from Atascocita in basketball, and to get the hell away from North Shore and Atascocita and Summer Creek in football, and Sea King for that matter. They are happy as hell in Beaumont to get, you know, Willow Ridge and Northside are both going down to 4A. I really like this move for Willow Ridge. It can add a lot of school spirit back because they can win a lot of games in 4A. They just couldn't compete. They just didn't have that. They had enough talent, but not for 5A where they can move the needle. I think Iowa Colony also moved up. Iowa Colony is there in 4A right now. They're going to 5A. So Beaumont United, Beaumont Westbrook, they're going into 5A, down to 5A, while Iowa Colony is going up to 5A. 5A is going to be straight in the greater Houston. I like that. Stafford, now, who's in the district with Iowa Colony, Stafford is one of the favorites to go to state in Region 4. They are being placed back into Region 3. So it would be Stafford now is going to be in the same pool of the playoff hunt next year with Booker T. Washington's and the Silsbys of the world and the Mickey Lelands of the Region 3. It's going to be intriguing. So people down in South Texas can rejoice. They don't have to worry about these greater Houston teams invading their space during the basketball playoffs. They're going to be so happy that not only Stafford, but Iowa Colony is gone like hell. That's a good news in regards to that. Thurgood Marshall, I don't know if they considered rewarding these two new schools that's been lumped in that fort with their district, or they're punishing Thurgood Marshall. But they are now in a district with two schools from Victoria. If I'm not mistaken, one of those schools, if he's still coaching, is coached by the former longtime assistant of Ronnie Courtney at Thurgood Marshall, John Howey. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of those Victoria schools. It's John Howey's school. You guys can correct me or verify that if you can in the Boomer Room. That's a long drive, guys. From Thurgood Marshall to the school in Victoria, Texas. It's about 2 hours. About 2 hours. So that means on a Tuesday night, or Wednesday night, at some point they want to make that drive. Yeah, 2 hours on the bus. That's for sure. 2 hours. Thanks to Trey Phillips. But up around the state, the only other thing I glanced at, I haven't studied it. I haven't paid a lot of attention to it. I paid a little attention to the realignments, and I noticed that Fate Family, who was rumored, they've been in 4A pretty much dominating to a certain degree. They've been moved up, and it was rumored they were going to be moved up to 6A. That is not the case. They just bumped them up to 5A. Now, and that was the I guess the thing that caught my eye for going up. The one that caught my eye coming down, Dallas Kimball went down from 5A. Now they're 4A. Put them, they're in the district with Dallas Carter. So that'll be grounds for some good thump. DeSoto did stay in 6A, Trey Phillips. But they got company in that district now. Don't get it twisted. They have company in that district. Lancaster has moved up into 6A from 5A. So you lose Lancaster, you get Fate Family, DFW, from 5A. But Lancaster now is in the district with Duncanville, DeSoto, Waxahachie, Cedar Hill, and all those boys. So that was one of the things I think that caught my eye on that. It's gonna be some good bump. And in football, is gonna be some good bump. So anyway, getting ready to land this plane. You guys can check out the alignments on rcssports.com. We got them posted for you for 4A, 5A, and 6A. And also, if you haven't done so, you make sure you share the show on your way out the door. Plus, we are at the time, in case you, what my thing at? There it is. In case you don't know, it's that time, spring icebreaker. You guys can go over to RCS Sports, and if you're grassroots coaches, reserve your slot. Doesn't take any money right now, but you want to reserve your slot because first come, first serve. Those who reserve first, you get first dibs on when time to play your first game. That's as fair as I can be with it. Now, those that want to procrastinate, you want to wait until the end of the month, wait a couple of more weeks later, then the time slot that you may want to play your first game may not be available. And so make sure you reserve your slot. Spring Icebreaker takes place March the 15th through the 17th. Got about 23 courts or so. Some good bump. Also, the Unsigned Senior Showcase takes place on that Friday the 15th. We just started out sending out notices to the high school coaches to nominate their player. But right now, if we're only taking varsity starters, that's an unsigned senior that's good enough for that aspire to play college basketball somewhere. If there's a varsity starter that you want to play college, but he don't want to play college ball, don't waste time of him and taking the spot away from some other kid. Because this thing, as it did last year, it will fill up. It will sell out. It's only $100. And the way we do the Unsigned Senior Showcase, there are 2 coaches. These are non-Division I coaches on each bench, right? So there's 2 courts going on at the same time. Court, right? So there's 2 coaches, college coaches on this bench, 2 on this bench, right? So that means the kids get to play directly for 2 of them coaches and directly against the other 2 of them coaches. Now, when that game is over with, they rotate benches. That means these 2 teams, this team over here may go to court 2 and play as home. Then the other team may go to court, stay on court 1 and play as visitor. So that way now you get to play under 6 coaches directly and against 6 coaches indirectly. You're not going to get that type of intimate setting anywhere in the country. You won't get it. And it's quick. Play, sit, play, sit, play. And you're done. If you want to nominate a kid, send an email. Um, go to rcsports.com. The contact information is right there. Go all the way down to the bottom of the screen. I got one of my cell numbers stay on that bottom of the screen as under contact and my email address. Go there and you can get it. And then also you guys be sure on tomorrow, a lot of big high school action. We back into effect. We will be I'll post the games to see along with my predictions for those games. Had any word when this kid from Shadow Creek gonna return?
I don't even ask. Shit, I I don't even ask, Coach. I just show up and watch the game. I'm one of the most. Yeah, y'all gonna learn about me. I don't get involved in these people program. I don't even ask the kid. I don't ask nobody. I just don't. I'm just showing up and be a fan like everybody else. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with him. He's moving around a lot better. I saw him shooting the ball the other day, but that don't mean you're ready to play basketball. So yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
so I know next week the big showdown they have with Dawson. That's next week, on one of the days. I remember.
Big showdown.
Yeah, that's a big showdown. That's a big showdown. Dawson only lost one game, right? If I'm not mistaken, Dawson, yeah, lost one game. So if Dawson wins that game, they're tied for first, and they have to make a decision then, a business decision. Do you flip or play a tiebreaker game? And so, yeah, that's next. That game is going to be next Wednesday, 7 p.m. date night. God dog it. So at Shadow Creek, Dawson at Shadow Creek, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Also, guys, make sure you go in there. Got action last night. Saw Taft City kept winning ways. They whipped up on Seed King. Beaumont United whipped up on Summer Creek. Go check that out. We got district standings. They'll be updated on in the morning because they maybe for the day or we'll see. But anyway, we got to get up out of here.
Before I forgot. Thank you, Rod Wells, for reminding me. TSU and Prairie View this weekend. Me and Chatterbox on the call. I think the girls' game at 3:30 and the guys 3 o'clock and the guys is 5. It's early. It's early on Saturday. TSU versus Prairie View at Prairie View. Now, y'all don't be coming saying I said it. We get going to the Baby Dome. That should be a good one. That should be a good one. I got to brush up on my on the players from Prairie View and see just get things right. He said I'll be tuned in. Yeah, y'all let me know if you tune in now. Boat right. You make sure you know KTSU. Download the app, or you can watch it listen to it on KTSU, the radio if you're in the radio. So 3 o'clock,
Sure.
The women start, and Dick Shadow Creek beat Dawson already. Yes, beat them handily.
Yeah, Shadow Creek holds a tiebreaker. That's why Dawson win, and they will have split on the season series. Then that's why I say then they would have to go to either flip or play a tiebreaker game. Now, somebody asked, are those districts these are realignments? Are they football or basketball only? The ones that I have on the website on rcsports.com are basketball only. There are some situations where schools are in one district in football and the other in basketball. These are the basketball alignments that are on rcsports.com. Don't forget, also, I will be on television Friday, an hour before the Houston Rockets broadcast. Saturday, I'm on that's on channel 39, and then Sunday, channel 39 at 10 p.m. A lot of stuff going on Saturday. 10 p.m. channel 39 in Houston, WB 39. Then, of course, on Sunday, I'm always on 1 hour before the Rockets tip off, generally. So you have the Rockets before the game is a 30-minute pregame show. Then I'm come on. My segment with Todd Freed is right before that. Every time the Rockets are televised on this Space City Home Network. So it was on channel 26 with Isaiah Carey last night. So you guys see Chop Shop, we're doing big things out there in the radio and TV world. You guys can get, keep your radios on, keep your televisions on, tape us if you have to. Let us know how we did and share it with somebody else so that they may be able to watch. Also, thank you, Roy Wells Yates Banquet for the Hall of Fame banquet is Saturday at 5:30. Also, last but not least, the funeral arrangements and the son of Kenneth Lofton Sr. and the brother of Junior Lofton, and that is Jeremiah Buddy Lee, will be Saturday at 2 p.m. Visitation is 12 to 2. That is at the Eastern Star Missionary Baptist Church that in Port Arthur, Texas. The Eastern Star Missionary Baptist Church. That's this Saturday. Visitation is from 12 to 2. It's an afternoon funeral that starts at 2 p.m. And of course, the repast will be at the center in Port Arthur immediately following. They're not going to lay him to rest until Sunday. They're going to drive over, van over to Lake Charles at 1 o'clock. They're going to meet at the Gabriel Funeral Home and drive over there. So our hearts remain heavy and for the Lofton family. And it would be fitting, and I'm wondering if while Joel Embiid is out, if Junior might get a chance to get a little bit of burn to test his mettle. That would be kind of cool. But he's been named to the All-Star, their version of the All-Star game or whatnot, the All-Star weekend, which is good and which is cool within its. Shout out to Junior Lofton for that. Man, that's pretty much it I have on the plate. Want to get you guys, like at church, want to get you the announcements in. Let the announcements in there.
I'm out. Good job, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
We'll see y'all next week. All right.
Yeah.
We out.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.